was only a matter of time.
This is going to be a challenge for us.
We got a lot more work to do.
It's the matchup we've all been waiting for.
We're going to trust who we are.
Excited to have another crack at it.
The Heat and the Pacers.
Now Stevenson and Wade mixing it up.
A growing rivalry renewed. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Right now. After so much anticipation for Dwayne Wade and everyone else in this organization, here we are again, Eastern Conference Finals for the 4th straight year. And a short time ago, Dwayne Wade on the court getting ready for the Indiana Pacers for the 3rd year in a row. They are in the way of a Heat championship, and it is starting here in Indianapolis. As we come out live, you will see Chris Bosh. Big shot Bosh indeed, and he's working on his three-pointer, and you know, chances are he's going to need to hit one of those big three-pointers, not only today, but in this series. Heat players as well along with him on the court getting ready for Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. We are finally here.
About the regular season, you felt like, you know, we were the 2 best teams in the Eastern Conference. And even though we both had our struggles, you felt like we were the 2 best teams. And if we all both sides took care of business, then we would see each other. I told Frank Vogel that during the All-Star when he was the head coach. I said, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing you in May.
We're ready to go. You know, I like the way we played in this series for the most part. Obviously, we have to adjust to another style of play, and you know, nothing but the utmost respect for the champs.
A lot of respect for each other, even though, admittedly, these 2 teams don't like each other, and I don't think anybody in Indiana like that man. The Birdman. Why not? Because he brings out that energy, that passion, that defense, that rebounding that you're going to see here in the Eastern Conference Finals. One of the keys to the series. Was it ever in doubt? From the beginning of the season, most experts had the Heat and Pacers pegged as the 2 beasts in the East, and they were right. Indiana has spent an entire season fueled by the anger and disappointment of losing to the Heat last year in the Eastern Conference Finals. Game 7 last season was played in Miami. All year long, the Pacers proclaimed that things would have been different if they had had the home court advantage. Indiana spent the regular season focused on that goal. The Heat had a different plan. Miami's goal was to remain healthy all year long. They rested Dwayne Wade as much as they could to make sure he was fresh for games, like today. Both teams got what they wanted. This afternoon's game is being played in front of the Pacers' home crowd, but home court hasn't exactly been a total advantage for Indiana so far this postseason. The Pacers actually have 4 home losses.
We've never lost our confidence in our ability to win tough games against tough basketball teams.
Indiana has been up and down for the past few months, even getting pushed to 7 games by 8th-seeded Atlanta in the first round. But here they are. As for the Heat, the first round past Charlotte was a breeze. Brooklyn proved tough, but overmatched in 5 games.
You can't base what we did year 1 on this year. You go out there and just try to take care of business starting with Game 1. I know they're going to be ready for us.
Now, let the bad blood boil. 2 teams that don't like each other. They split the regular season series, but now something has to give. All right, one look again before Chris Bosh leaves the court and gets ready for this Game 1, working on his free throws, always the final step in preparation for these players. All these Heat players ready. Again, to a man you asked them, they didn't want to say that they knew they'd have to get through Indiana, but the reality is now that we're here, they'll all admit they knew they had to get through Indiana.
4 minutes and change.
Ray Allen did it again.
Ray Allen will take the 3 for the lead.
In the final minute, when his team needed him the most, Allen hit the biggest shot of the series, just like he did last year in Game 6 of the Finals. This one came off a pass from Mario Chalmers, who both Allen and LeBron James actually expected to shoot the ball.
That's why I threw it to him. I mean, I threw him the ball. I knew he was open. I had 2 guys on me. He was wide open, and you know, and he had someone rotate to him. And it's one guy in the world that I may not rotate off, and that's Ray Allen.
I thought Rio had a shot, you know, and his feet, the way he was in a position where his feet weren't set, and he could have shot it, and he was a little ways behind the three-point line, and I was ready to go crash once he shot it, but then it kind of came off weird, where he didn't really throw it to me. He was like in between, like he was throwing it to me to drive, and then I was like, this ball's going up.
Allen will take the three for the lead.
Even though that may not have been the plan, the Heat are more than happy to see number 34 put it up in crunch time.
We're happy once again that he's on our side. I know we say it a lot, but you know, we're excited that he's on our side and, you know, big time shot.
He was 0 for 6 when he hit that last three. You know, no matter what goes on, you know, we want the ball in right hand at that time. And I mean, that's why he's the greatest shooter of all time.
You know, it's something I practice every day, you know, getting your feet ready and right and put in there.
And that practice paid off for Allen and the Heat when it mattered the most, once again.
Cole for the lead. Kaboom!
He's the Miami Heat's young star and a breath of fresh air on and off the court.
2 to tie, 3 to win. Cole for the tie. Yes! Oh, baby. Norris, Cole!
I sat down with Coltrane as he took a quick break before heading into the Eastern Conference Finals for the 3rd year in a row. If the Heat pull off a three-peat, they'll make team history, and Cole will have earned 3 rings in his first 3 seasons in the league. But he's taking it one game at a time.
It's a long process before you get to that point, and you can't skip steps, because if you skip a step, you won't ever get there.
It helps to have the big 3 as your mentors, and Cole doesn't take that for granted.
LeBron and D-Wade, they're brand names, so you watch how they build their brand off the court as well. So they have a lot to learn, and I'm taking full advantage of it.
Cole has become a fan favorite due in part to his infamous flat top, something he takes a lot of pride in.
It's high maintenance, but you know, I enjoy it.
How so? Like, what goes into maintaining it?
Well, when you sleep, you know, you press down on one side.
It's that sense of humor and humility that keeps South Florida on the Cole train, and he gives the love right back.
You know, when they say, Norris, I love you, and you say, I love you back, you know, you should see their expressions, and it's sincere, you know, from my part. You know, when I say that I love the fans, I really do, and I enjoy them.
He may be part of the hottest team in the NBA, but he likes to keep it low-key. When he gets time off, he watches his favorite movie.
In the Jungle Book. Disney.
Hey.
I love the Jungle Book.
Who does that? It's the simple
I actually watch, like, Disney movies for, like, collect them. Like, I watch them, yes, on a regular basis.
And he still connects with his inner child, especially thinking on the first time he met his idol, Michael Jordan. To know that Michael Jordan knew who you were, what was that like?
Man, that's great. He know my name. That's what I told him. I said, Mom, he know my name.
Despite the fame and early success, Cole holds true to his strong family values and keeps his head and heart in the right place.
You know, my feet are still on the ground. You know, I still have a lot that I want to accomplish, you know, and that drives me and keeps me humble.
We all see the monster dunks that get LeBron James on the highlight reel on a near nightly basis, but it's what you may not see that makes him special.
I see dead people.
Not exactly, Haley Joel Osment, but LeBron does seem to have a sixth sense for the game.
People always talk about my basketball IQ. I don't really talk about it as much, but I see a lot going on in the game that I'm not sure if everyone sees.
Take, for example, the play that led to Chris Bosh's crucial three-pointer at the end of Game 4 against the Nets. On replay, you see LeBron's pass to Mario Chalmers out of a double team, but listen to him describe how he knew who would shoot the ball.
I already knew exactly what was about to happen. As soon as I seen KG rotated to me, so I spun in the paint, threw it to Rio, and I already knew it was going to find CB. And as soon as it got to Rio, I knew it was going to be good from CB.
Look, he reads the game. We've talked about this many times. He reads the game as well as anybody that's played this game. He was reading the game, and you know, the biggest play of the game after scoring that many points was getting off the ball. And it's a play that he's been criticized many times in our 3 years for making that type of play that led to a hockey assist. You know, to CB.
Here's an example of what Spoelstra's talking about. In Game 1 versus the Nets, LeBron goes into the lane and has two choices. One, challenge the much taller Kevin Garnett, or two, pass it outside to Shane Battier. Even though Battier barely played in the Bobcat series, LeBron has faith in him and makes the right basketball play. LeBron showed that same kind of faith in Bosh for that shot in Game 4.
I make the right play every single time, make or miss. A couple shots before that, CB missed back-to-back threes. But that doesn't mean it's not the right play. It doesn't matter to me. You make the right play, you draw two, that means you got a 4-on-3 on the backside.
And it's a basketball play that he just feels, and he got off it without thinking about the consequences. And that's what makes him unique.
To James LeBron with the big